Could all stand for the invocation by Frank Dragonic of the Harvest Community Church of the Nazarene. Welcome, sir.
Let's pray together. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time to be together. We thank you that we live in a community that invites you in to council meetings. And Lord, that's what we're doing tonight. We're inviting you in. So we pray that you guide our conversations, you guide our motives and our hearts, that we consider all that we need to consider, and Lord, that you show us the way that you would go, so that we can do the things that honor and glorify you. Thank you again for all that are here tonight. Thank you that the people that have taken their time for this good city that you let us live in. And we just love you and praise you. In it's Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just have a few remarks tonight. And if Mr. Carey does the roll call.
Councilpersons Bear.
Here.
Dupre.
Here.
Nichols.
Here.
Ross. Salcido.
Here.
Zor.
Here.
And Mayor Tobin.
Here.
Thank you.
So, as you know, up until yesterday was Lincoln Park Days. It was quite an exciting weekend here in Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park Days was well received this year. I believe it was pretty well attended. They had a wonderful car show on Saturday. There were over 50 cars in attendance. Just about every car you can imagine was there. It was, except for one car I didn't see. But it was really nice, and the winner of the car show was a Model A. It was really, really neat, and the people that brought it were actually dressed in period costumes. It was very, very nice. Sunday afternoon, I was honored to give out over 50 legacy awards to businesses, organizations, and churches in the city that have been here serving us, guiding us, being involved with us for 50 to over 100 years. It was wonderful. They got certificates and they got roses, and it actually got quite emotional. I got cheered up quite a few times. These businesses have supported and been loyal to Lincoln Park. Some of them over 100 years, so it was a really, really nice event. The entertainment was really good, very well attended. Lincoln Park Days had a really good 100th year celebration, and congratulations to the Exchange Club being 100 years old. Today I was honored to do an interview with Channel 7 about a local gentleman whose 80th birthday is today. Robert Joseph Carson turns 80 years old today, and he is a disabled Vietnam veteran. And you might have seen some posts on Facebook asking people to send him cards to celebrate his birthday. And he's just a wonderful gentleman. I think he's got close to 500 cards.
Nice.
Staff here at City Hall got a card. We all signed cards for him. One of his favorite things is Coca-Cola, so I brought him 2 6-packs of Coca-Colas in bottles, real Coca-Cola, and it was very, very nice. Joseph was in the Army. He was in the 1966, 1967 in China. He served within 192 Light Brigade and assisted the 5th Marines. Today I did a proclamation for him. Today is Robert Joseph Carson Day in the city of Lincoln Park. So just if you know a veteran, thank them today and wish them happy birthday in Mr. Carson's name. And with that, we'll get the meeting started. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. Approved minutes of the regular meeting, August 11th, 2025. Approved minutes of the study session, MBD ordinance amendment, August 11th, 2025. Approve accounts and claims payable. Approve block party, 700 block of gold.
I'll move.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross. Yes. Nichols.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Dupre. Yes. Salcido.
Yes.
Zor.
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Move on to the action items. Support Social Coalition.
Whereas the Lincoln Park Social Coalition has been established to function as an outreach group for citizens in need, now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council does hereby endorse and support the general aims and objectives of this new civic, not-for-profit, and non-governmental organization whose primary goal is to improve the quality of life for the residents of Lincoln Park.
I'll move. Support.
Any discussion?
To the chair. Reading this, I do appreciate the resolution and the support, but like the final ask of this study session is the intent of this is not to bring it inside the structure within the city, correct? Am I reading that right?
The resolution?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
What would we, I mean, do we have a way of considering bringing it into the structure of the city like was asked, and what would be the best way to go about that?
The only way to do that would be to try to amend this resolution and see if it passed, and then take a vote on it. And if it didn't, then we would go back to this resolution and vote on it.
I would be open from discussion for other, I don't know what the best path forward is. I would be happy to come back to this at another meeting, maybe if we could flesh out how to word it and what we'd want to do.
Well, it was already turned down once. You asked for a study session, we did the study session. Now it's come back as a resolution. Worded as this by our legal authority. This is how he said to word it. So it's come to a vote now. If you want to try to amend this and see if it passes, we can do that. Or we can vote on it now. Unless Amy has another suggestion.
Okay, I don't think now would be the best time for me to bring an amendment, because I would like to have more time to know what the proper procedure to do that, as far as, like, many names were given out there to call us, coalition, subcommittee, commission. We don't, the name isn't important to us. It's to further our mission within the city, so.
You submitted bylaws and a name and an agenda item, and that's what it would be, what we're bringing forth now. So this has to move forward and be voted on.
And then take the next steps from there.
Well, there would, if this fails, then it fails.
Right. Okay.
Am I correct, Amy?
As worded.
As
It's
worded.
my understanding the resolution indicates exactly what you said, that it
okay.
would not be under the umbrella of any,
Any commission, but it would be something that we would, non-governmental organization to improve it, but it, whose primary goal is to improve the quality of life for the residents of Lincoln Park. And we endorse and support the general aim and objectives of this new civic, not-for-profit, non-governmental organization.
Through the chair, please.
Yes.
I think at this point, I believe that that's good. Just, they're still developing. They are a resource to us, not internal.
Right.
I do, however, think that the resource guides that we have is going to be updated and provide a lot more than we can provide today, which is a benefit to all of us.
Anyone else through the chair? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Okay, the next one.
We're pulled.
Okay, so moving on, we're going on to waive purchase Tough Books.
Table in the,
Not doing city events.
The mayor has asked for the resolution on the,
Event cancellation policy be
can't
pulled.
be pulled.
all right.
Okay.
Needs more work. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Police Department is requesting Mayor and Council to waive the formal bidding process and authorize the purchase of 2 new Panasonic Toughbook computers and accessories. The new computers will be used in 2 new patrol vehicles. The computers and accessories will be purchased from CDWG. CDWG is a MyDeal supplier who participates in the state bid pricing. Cost of the 2 Panasonic Toughbook computers and accessories is $9,247.60. The funds will come from the Police Department's computer equipment account 101-305-820. The Police Department again is requesting to waive the bid process and use CDWG as a supplier who participates in the state bid pricing.
Whereas Windsor Police Department is requesting to purchase 2 Panasonic Toughbook computers and accessories, be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize the police department to waive the bidding process and purchase 2 Panasonic Toughbook computers and accessories for a total cost of $9,247.60 from CDW-G, a qualifying state bid pricing supplier. Be it further resolved, funds from the purchase of the 2 computers and accessories are to come from the police department's computer equipment account number 101-305-802.
Move.
Support.
Any discussion?
Correction,
Yeah.
you said 802, it's 820.
820. Thank you. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross? Yes. Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, engineering services.
Mr. Kazoo.
I just want to say, excuse my voice, I've been screaming at the microphone for the last 3 days.
Good evening, Mayor and Council and audience. The first item that I have on the agenda is for the 2025 pavement surface evaluation and rating, which is PASER, and Transportation Asset Management, TAMP. Background, Hesse Engineering is requesting approval to perform the 2025 PASER data collection for our city local roads and main streets and prepare the Transportation Asset Management Plan, TAMP, for a cost of $12,000. Financial impact, the project cost will not to exceed $12,000 and to come from the major and local road surfaces maintenance account numbers 202-464-821-000 and 203-464-821-000. Recommendation is to recommend that Mayor and Council adopt the resolution authorizing Hennessy Engineers to perform the PASER and TAMP reviews for the City of Lincoln Park. And let me, in small talk, this PASER, if you recall, we've been working off of a roads list for approximately 10 years, and this is going to update that 10-year plan for the next 10 years. And so that's what basically both of these items are going to be doing for us.
Read the resolution.
Resolution. Me too.
No.
If you like, I can
Oh,
read
well
it.
That the
then-
mayor and city council approve Hennessy Engineers Incorporated proposal to perform 2025 PASER data collection for the city's local and major streets and to prepare the Transportation Asset Management Plan, TAMP. The project cost is not to exceed $12,000 and is to come from major and local road surface maintenance account number 202-464-821-000 and from 203-464-821-000.
So move.
Support.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So as this updates the 10-year plans, this will be for 10 years once our current 10-year plan ends? Or will this take our current 10-year plan and adjust it as needed?
It will, and my belief is it will adjust it as necessary depending on road conditions. And I'm going to use this as my example, if we're in a 10-year plan and it says Apple Street, if Apple Street is still the worst one in the city, then Apple would be the number one on the next 10-year plan. What it's doing is it's evaluating the roads as they are today, because as we all probably recognize, the 10-year plan was put together on the condition of the roads 10 years ago.
So they want
And those roads change, I want to say, daily.
So
and
a
you
road
may
that's
think-
on the plan for 2029, that's not going to make it till 2029, with this evaluation, could be moved up?
Or it could be reduced.
Okay. All right.
It depends on when they go out and do the evaluation.
How long does this plan expect to take before we get a new look at what we're planning on doing?
I believe that a next proposed 10-year plan will be coming back approximately January.
Wonderful.
Sweet.
Anyone else through the chair?
Nope.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Zor,
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Salcido.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Dupre.
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
This next item on the agenda is Department of Public Services fee schedule update. Background: due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the rising cost of products and services, the Department of Public Services is requesting an update for the current fee schedule to reflect the current costs of residential water service installations. The fee schedule has not been updated since 2016. Below are the changes requested. As an example, a one-year water service, a short side, we used to charge $2,016, and now it's going to go, or excuse me, it was going to be $1,850. This, if you pass this, it will be $3,850. Let me skip down to maybe a 2-inch water service. We've been charging $2,750. Now it'll go up to $4,500. And what has driven this is basically the pandemic. I don't know, those of you that were on the council when we started to change out the lead services, what we found where we could get a product done, or we could do it internally for what I want to say is chump change. Right now, we're paying $6,500 to an outside contractor to change those services when we were doing it relatively cheap, much cheaper. So we're asking for that to be updated.
John, could you just go into a little bit further explanation as to what exactly this service is for, just so that everybody understands it's not for changing out just a regular meter?
No, basically what this is, and I'm going to use a past example that we ran into this past week. Back in, I don't remember exactly the year, but I'm going to say 2022, there was a house that went through a fire and they were going to tear it down. And they paid to have the water service terminated. So the water department went out and terminated it. Well, that means we take the water service basically from the house right out to the main, and then we cap it at the main, and that water service is gone. Now somebody has actually bought that house, went through an architectural firm, and they have rebuilt it. Now the home, well, not the same homeowner, but another homeowner, or a developer, I'm going to say, decided to rebuild it, and I want to call it flip it, and sell it out on the marketplace, but no longer had a water service. Well, in order to sell it, they have to have a water service. That way, the sanitary system works, and they have potable water for drinking, eating, and preparing food. So now we have to go back out and install it. Well, it's not going to be at the rate that we had in 2016 because our costs have gone up so dramatically.
Through the chair. Everybody get that?
I have a question, Your Honor, too. I've never heard these terms before either, John, so could you explain to me what the difference between short side and long side is?
All right, let's say on your street, the water main is on what I want to call maybe, and your street is running east and west. Well, on the north curb, our sidewalk may be under that north curb, or in the boulevard between the back of curb and the sidewalk. But now the house on the other side of the street needs a new water service. So that, in my mind, would be a long side
Gotcha.
service lead, because there's that much additional boring, K-copper.
Thank you.
And it's, obviously, it's vice versa if it's on the short side.
I don't think you need to ask these questions when you're purchasing a home. Boy, it pays off to know this stuff. Anybody else through this chair? Clerk, call the roll.
Want to read a
We
resolution?
got to read the resolution first. Be it resolved that the mayor and city council approve the update of the City of Lincoln Park Department of Public Services fee schedule to reflect the current cost of water installation services. The new fee for a 1-inch service tap on the short side is $3,850. 1 inch on the long side would be $7,150. Inch and a half on the short side would be $4,100. Inch and a half on the long side, $7,300. 2 inch on the short side, $4,500, and 2 inch on the long side would be $7,600.
Move.
Support.
Now I'll call the roll.
Please call the roll.
Okay. Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
It's okay, I know you had a
Thanks,
long
John.
weekend, you're
I had a very
tired.
long weekend. So we're gonna move on. Next, we have a miscellaneous item. So, whereas Edward M. Zelnick has served as legal counsel for the citizens of Lincoln Park for 47 years, and whereas Edward M. Zelnick is the longest-serving city attorney in state history. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council do hereby rename the council chambers as the Edward M. Zelnick Council Chambers. Be it further resolved that the mayor and council name the council conference room the John A. Eloisi Conference Chambers.
So move.
Support.
Any discussion?
Through the chair, Your Honor, just a well-deserved accolade for our attorney. 47 years is a long time, and he always answers my calls and text messages, so very well-deserved.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Dupre?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes. And I'm just gonna, can I say this? This is going to be a surprise for Mr. Zelnick at the 100-year celebration, so. We'll see how that goes, but.
All you people out there in TV land.
Yeah,
Under your hats.
Okay, so moving on, we're gonna get, the city manager's report now.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Salcido, I'm happy to report that the work on Dixon Southfield has begun. So Chick-fil-A is officially getting underway. They are the first business that's slated to go in there. So they're estimating for construction to be done around mid-January. We don't have an opening date yet. We'll know that as things progress. And then the other buildings should start construction here very soon as well. We did have our DPS monthly meeting last week. I did send out some updates on some of the projects that are going on in the city. And the road reconstruction on Champaign, unfortunately, is running a little bit behind. It was supposed to be done before the kids went back to school, but it's slated to be done by September 5th. So hopefully that next target date there stays on track. But the school has been fully informed, so they're aware of that. And then the new playground equipment at Ford Park was installed, so thank you to Dennis and Austin for their work on that project. And we will be seeking bids here very shortly on a new water meter system. We did get authorization late last year when I looked back, so we've been working on that diligently with different companies and with our engineering company as well. So we have the specs done for that, so that'll be going out to bid. So we'll keep you updated on the progress with that. Hopefully the numbers come in favorable. And then the audit work is still continuing, the pre-audit work. They'll be officially starting September 22nd. And then we are also in the process of interviewing the co-op students for the upcoming school year. So that was a very successful program last year. So we're trying to get some more students ahead of the first semester this time rather than wait until January. So interviews have started for that. And then the Outer Drive Hospital has been an ongoing issue, so that is going before the Dangerous Building Board this week, along with several other locations that need to be addressed. And then I did want to address, I know we talked briefly about the new website at the last meeting, and there was a question about the the feature for Notify Me, so we did do some testing on that. And if you do go in there and sign up, you can get notified of anytime the packets are updated or any meeting notices. So you can just go to the Notify Me section, put in, you can do it by text or email, and it'll notify you every time for each option that you pick for the boards and commissions. So that's a cool feature. It works really well. And that is all I have for tonight. I'd be happy to take any questions.
Mr. Chair, my normal question. Water loss. Anything
Remaining
new?
steady. Yes, and that's part of the reason why we're looking at the water meters, is Steve from Hennessy did some analysis for us, and we do believe that some of the water meter issues that we're having is definitely contributing to that, as well as, of course, the main breaks. And those seem to like slow down for a little bit and then they pick back up. So that's an ongoing battle. But yes, it's right now still remaining around 40%.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, with that, we'll move on to our department head report. Mr.
Assessor.
Welcome, sir.
A lot of stuff that I gave you a little bit earlier. We'll go through it as quickly as we can. First, new employee. And Melinda Serzwanka, close? Okay, is going to stand up. She will be taking her first assessing class next week. The class is for the MCAT, which will allow her to do computer entry. You either have to have extensive training or you have to go to this class before you can touch the computer. So say hi if you want. Okay, next thing is the McMaster's court case. And I know Ed and those guys are looking at it. I talked to 3 different attorneys who deal with this kind of stuff, and their commentary was class action won't work, but as a group, it's far more cost efficient to hire a single attorney or a single company. And you need somebody who's an expert in dealing with this. So just a thought for mayor and council. If you're going to spend the money, hire somebody that does these, because this is going to be, according to one of the people that I talked to, a nightmare. And this is just somebody hoping for the best. Okay, fee schedule for Register of Deeds. And you guys have that in your packet. For the first time, County Register of Deeds wants to make some money off of the local communities. This is mostly for mayor and city manager. My suggestion would be that you guys talk to other communities, because this fee could get really expensive. Happily, we have funds left over from our fee last year, so we can use some of that, but we need to address this. It has the potential for being very expensive. If we spend all day on the computer, they're charging us by 15-minute segments. And if we print, they're charging us per page. I don't know any other counties that do this. I know a couple counties tried it and ran into a huge white-hot mess with it, and they dropped it. Well, and I already had issues with them today that I called and asked questions because I didn't know the answers, and they couldn't give them to me. It took them 4 hours. So it's going to slow us down even more than we're already slowed down. Okay, next, the FEMA 50% rule. And you guys have information in your packet. Wow, this has the potential for a major impact regarding FEMA flooding coverages. If you are in an area and you get flooded and it's over 51% of the value of the property, you got to bring it up to code so it won't flood again. For us, generally minor. If you happen to be, on the Ecorse Creek and your basement is suddenly flooded by it, you have to come up with a methodology of making it so that it doesn't flood again, because they won't cover it a second time. This has been a long time coming, and Michigan was part of the group that caused this to get started back in 2014 with our flooding, because that was billions of dollars, and they weren't real happy about having to pay for it. So, that's in your packet. Take a look. Millage reduction fraction. That's in here.
What do you call that?
The millage reduction fraction. Not the, and you notice we're keeping Mr. Headley's name out of it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, Mr. Headley had a lot of things that came up. Proposal A was also one of Dick Headley's brainchildren. The formula for it is in there, and the green bar spreadsheet shows you where we're at right now. With the list of sales. We're currently at roughly 39.89. We need to be between 49 and 50 for the assessments. That's roughly a, yes, last page. Go to the absolute last page. Keep going.
It'll look like this.
That's a 25% increase to bring us between our legal requirement of 49 to 50%. That's on the assessed side, not the taxable side. Taxable side is still governed by Proposal A, which is the modified consumer price index or 5%, whichever's lower. However, if you bought the house last year, you're going to see that increase this year. If you bought it this year, like everybody on that little spreadsheet, they're going to see that next year. And that taxable value will rise up to meet the assessed. These are some scary numbers. And this is just the initial look. We haven't gone through and done the analysis. So this is raw data. Some of these will get removed. Some of them will get adjusted. One of the things we found in the last year is that the county has decided to ignore land contracts because they don't have any analysts who know how to deal with land contracts. So we're doing it, and we're looking at it, and we're going to deal with the county appropriately, because that's not something you can just ignore. It's a legitimate sale. It's another methodology. They just don't have anybody that can do the work. Even though they did steal Katie, they don't have anybody that can do the work. All right. And if anybody really, really wants to talk about the millage reduction fractions, come visit. I can put you to sleep in 5 minutes. I included the AMAR and the PA 660 review packets. These are the result checklists for assessing performance. This is what the state does. The large spreadsheet without the green bar is a breakdown on what is required this year so far. And if you look, yeah, that's it. Not green bar, but another big piece of paper. Again, this is a ton of work, and we are, just like everybody else, dramatically short on staffing. And a lot of the stuff has to be done, which is why my early mornings are spent doing appraisals before I get here. And I don't know that we're going to still make it, because that's thousands of appraisals. Plus, we have to go through every building permit, and we have to decide whether it's something we have to visit. We have to call what's called a Matthew Gast change, which is general maintenance, which we track them, but we don't do anything with it. That's roofs, siding, stuff like that. Solar has its own special, unique series of rules, because if you put solar on and you're the first person, you don't pay the taxes on it. Second person does. So we have to track all those. What's not included in here is tracking for veterans, and that's something brand new too. We have to track every veteran every year that gets a disabled status, which means that we're going to send out letters first, then we're going to send out certified mail, and then we're going to have to go visit. Because that's what they want us to do. Yeah, exactly. That was kind of our reaction too. And we have a lot of veterans. And so that's something that's been added in. Plus, we have to do our reviews of every personal property business and all of the exemptions. So, a ton of work. And let's see, what else do we have? Ha! Nothing. So, questions?
To the chair. I'm going to try to ask the same question that I ended our phone conversation with, but maybe a little more concise. Do we have a chance of being able to forecast what that millage reduction fraction may or may not be, so we can try to factor it into the budget process to prevent
What we can do, or what we could do.
I know that's a very
No,
big
staffing wise
I
is.
know it's a ton of work too.
Yeah, staffing wise, it's going to be a killer because I included one record card in there that's been redacted.
Helen?
Yeah, all the information, the address and stuff has been redacted. Yes, the one that says, I actually went out. Yeah, on new and additions. That would have gone in as adjustment, which would have hit the reduction fraction. We need to do that on every one of these sales. That's thousands of sales. And again, the State Tax Commission says we should do 20% a year. We have 17,000 parcels. That's a lot to visit every year. 20% of that. And the numbers are on the spreadsheet. So we're working, we're treading water as fast as we possibly can. And we've got a brand new employee. But to be real fair to her, it's years before you can go out and actually do the appraisals. It takes a lot of training. And is it fun waiting on the counter and having people ask you questions you've never even considered?
It's difficult. It's complex.
Okay, well, I certainly appreciate all of your efforts and just trying to be a little proactive so we don't get the gut punch that we did at the very end of the budget process.
Well, and we have a lot of issues that I've already addressed with the state, and they haven't gotten back to us on it because the studies that the county gave us on one of our classes was like a 4-year-old did it, and that's being mean to 4-year-olds.
Okay.
There was one industrial parcel, a regular parcel, 2 right-of-ways, right down Electric. There's 2 parcels in there, and 1 city park. And they thought, by golly, that's a great study.
Your residential house.
Oh, they do, those are sales studies, and their stuff will look like that spreadsheet. But they don't actually look at the houses. They look at the sales. They're supposed to choose 10% to visit. They don't have any staff either. They have 7 people. When I was at the county, there were 70. The people that are going out and doing their field work are not certified assessors. They're just guys that they hired to go out and measure buildings. And there's a lot of weird rules that you have to follow. You can't open fences because then you're trespassing. And I hear that a lot from people who used to work for the county. Well, I used to jump the fence all the time. And that's why the county was in court all the time, because you didn't pay attention to the rules. Little minor things like that. Any other questions? And I thought it was a question.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good report.
Okay, now we'll go through citizens' communications. Anybody would like to address us tonight? Yes, sir, come up and state your name, please.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I live at, my name is Ronald Soik. I live at 1876 Gregory Avenue. And I just want to say I really enjoyed the Lincoln Park Days. And there's a couple of issues, there's small issues that I want to bring. One is the garbage service. I made a complaint. The lid from my garbage can was cracked. I have like black duct tape on it, and they said they would replace it. They never have. It's a small issue. Another issue is when they had the Lincoln Park Days, I noticed when they had the other one, like in May, they had like a fence over there across from my house where it forced people to come in from the parking lot side, and that made the traffic so much nicer on Gregory Avenue. And I would request, like in the future, if they could make the entrance over there at the parking lot and put like a fence over there. The reason why is it's illegal to park across the street, but when they have that, people park there, and it makes it really hard to have access to my driveway and stuff like that because of that. And it's just a parking issue, like people park there. And my last thing I wanted to address is Dix Avenue between Emmons and Gregory. They've had a couple water main breaks there, and there's like 3 major speed bumps there. And every time a truck goes by there, it like rattles my house, kind of like, and it's very noisy. I just wish that they would level it better than what they have before. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else like to address this?
Mayor and Council, Paula Miller, a member of the Social Development Coalition, and I am encouraged that you have passed a resolution that, what's the words? Endorses and supports the general aims. But I'd like clarification on what that means by endorsing and supporting. We have asked about, will there be a liaison? And we haven't heard an answer. We have recommended that we will send reports on a regular basis, as often as you'd like, copies of minutes and things, and we haven't had a clarification on that. And so the endorsing and supporting only goes so far. It's fuzzy language, and I'd like to see some clarification as we move forward. So, giving you a report, will it go somewhere, or will it just get filed in the round bin?
We're not allowed to answer, but we will definitely direct this to our legal counsel.
Would you?
When he returns. Yes.
Absolutely. I appreciate all that you're doing, and I really, really look forward working with you. And that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula.
Anyone else? No one else? Then we're gonna move on to citizen, or reports to the mayor and the council. I forgot, there was 2 things I wanted to remind everybody. The Centennial Gala is coming up on September 20th. You can buy tickets on the QR code when you see the flyer. Flyers all over the place. And you can also purchase tickets at the band shell offices, Kennedy Memorial Building, 3240 Ferris Avenue. very nice dinner, very nice entertainment, great way to celebrate our centennial. It's a formal event, get dressed up, bring your significant other, have some fun. And while I was giving out those 50 legacy awards, Bethel Assembly was kind enough to give the city of Lincoln Park an award.
Awesome.
It's a really very beautiful award. I'll read it to you. In celebration of Lincoln Park's centennial 1925 to 2025, with gratitude to God for a century of community, resilience, and grace, Bethel Assembly of God honors the legacy of Lincoln Park and prays for its future. May faith, hope, and love continue to flourish in every street and soul. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Psalms 127:1. So this will go someplace very, very
Very
special,
nice.
and we thank them. With that, we'll move on to Council President Carlos Socia.
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, the Dix, if I'm not mistaken, that's a county road, right? Is this gentleman can, was there a number he can call? I'm sure it's a temporary fix. I'm sure they'll,
We can call
Get that.
Eric Clementi on that.
all right. I'll make this brief. My washer blew up the other day, so went to Buson's Appliance in Lincoln Park. Just so you know, shop Lincoln Park if you can. Everybody have a safe Labor Day, and that's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Lily?
Thank you, Your Honor. The Housing Commission had their meeting, and so I would like to, on behalf of the Housing Commission, thank our city manager for helping to assist with the priority waste issues that they were having. So they were resolved. I would also like to send a very special thank you to Kiwanis because they donated 200 books for us again this year. So it was the 8th year that the police department has allowed us to tag along during their backpack giveaway and pass out books. So thank you very much. So I would also like to say thank you to my family and friends who helped pass those out, Tony, Andy, Jacob, Josh, and Justin. And then I had the pleasure of attending the closing ceremonies for the Downriver Senior Olympics. And in doing so, I listened to all the communities give their thank yous, you know, after a week long of events. And as they all thanked Southgate for hosting for the 2nd year in a row, they also thanked our Austin Carroll for all the help that he did during the events. So I wanted to pass that along. He did a very nice job, a lot of very nice compliments he got. So thank you to Austin. And then I just want to say happy birthday to our resident, Mr. Robert Carson.
I hope everybody's enjoying the cooler weather. I'm not complaining, so it's a good thing. I'm complaining it's cold and complaining it's hot. I need everybody to please watch for the kids. School is starting. We need to watch the kids hopping. They run in the street. They cross, not thinking, and we need to make sure we're double safe. Thank you to our first responders and DBS. You guys rock. And to all, good night and God bless.
I just want to once again mention Lincoln Park Days and thank the Exchange Club with you, the Mayor Tom Karn, Deb Van Cleve, and the whole army of Exchange Club members that you have that really pour your heart and soul into Lincoln Park Days every year. We really do appreciate all that hard work. I was there, for the weekend with my hands of the city booth. So yeah, it was really awesome. There was so many things to do and so many fun things for kids of all ages. But one of the neatest tents that I saw was we have a new semi-pro independent hockey team coming to the community center, the Motor City Muskies. They even had their own homemade replica of the Stanley Cup. They had some activities for the kids, shooting pucks into a net, and the owner is so excited to be based in Lincoln Park, and he wants to do so much with the community. It's going to be Saturday night, October 25th, and they said they're going to have 12 home dates. So that is very exciting for the community center and the Parks and Recs department. So as someone who did play hockey in the community center, it's pretty cool seeing that coming on board. So happy Labor Day, everyone. And like a couple of people already said, watch out for the kiddos. They're all starting school. Thank you.
First, I'd like to say thank you to the Social Development Coalition for all of your hard work and everything that you're doing for the city and everything that you did tonight. The study session went well, I thought. I appreciate everything you do. Second, I'd like to congratulate Officer Jeff Amros and Animal Control Officer Kenny O'Neill on reaching 2 years with the police department. Animal Control Officer Adam Manchester on 27 years with the police department. The police department is planning another McPolice night in the near future. McDonald's makes a donation to community policing for each event. Keep an eye on the police department Facebook page for more information. Also, I'd like to congratulate Officers Nessa and Murray. They received a Certificate of Merit. And Officer Wilson received Officer of the Month for the arrest of armed suspects from a Romulus PD carjacking.
Yeah.
I'd also like to commend Life Savings Award for the Lincoln Park Fire Department, Captain Steve Heim, Sergeant Sam Norton, Firefighter Chad Alaxon, Firefighter Cody Proctor, and Firefighter Samantha Poyle. I also, for the unit, the Kelly Award goes to Captain Steve Heim, Lieutenant James Frazier, Sergeant Sam Norton, Sergeant Dave Duncan, Firefighter Cody Proctor, Firefighter Samantha Poyle, and Firefighter Justin O'Green. The Meritorious Service Citation goes to Lieutenant James Frazier and Firefighter Cody Proctor. I'd also like to acknowledge Sergeant Jason Miley on beginning his 25th year of service with our city. And Captain Steve Heim on beginning his 30th year of service.
Hey,
And with that, I will say have a wonderful Labor Day and thank you to all of our leaders and fellow council people.
Thank you. Jason?
I don't know how I'm going to follow that. That was that's a good way to end a meeting. The positivity. That's what I like. I see you out there. All right. EDC did not have the meeting. It's been rescheduled. Historical Commission is tomorrow or Wednesday, so I'll have a report on the next meeting. You guys are kind of wondering why I have a hand puppet up here. So, over the years, I've always talked about community. And this is just a small, silly example of community. For the past couple years, the Hands of the City has been across from the Exchange Club. Chuck Pressinger, who's a member of the Exchange Club, his two daughters, Rachel and Heidi, have been across from us. And I found out that Heidi didn't like hand puppets and or the noises that I would make with the hand puppets. So I would kind of just give her a little razz here and there throughout the weekend. Sometimes you're bored, you got to have some fun. So as I showed up Friday, she tracked me down and was like, hey, I made something for you. So she made a little replica of me with my little Hands of the City shirt and my little, I had a little more red in the beard, the years have not been kind. And then the halo that she made for me last year. So it's something silly, but it means the world to me that somebody took the time and spent the time to do that. So if we can just sit next to each other and just talk to one another, and see, you know what? You don't have to make something like a hand puppet. You could go over and take the trash out for your elderly neighbor. You could mow their lawn. You could even cook them a meal and come over and say, you know what? I know you're probably bored or you don't have anything to do right now. Would you like to come over and have a meal? Talk to your neighbors. Don't be that person that sits around the house, complains about everything in your basement, typing on your keyboard. No, get out and do something. I mean, we had so many volunteers over this weekend, it's not even funny. I mean, Mike, former Mayor Higgins was there, Bear was there, with Hands of the City, I was there, Maureen was there all weekend long, Debbie and the whole Exchange Club. There's so many people that put this on, and they just run themselves ragged all weekend. I don't think, you got what, maybe a 10, 15-minute break a day if you were lucky? So for everybody that is negative, there's at least one or two people that are positive that will put forth the effort to come through and actually do something for the city. So for everybody that puts their lives on hold for the weekends like this and the months that plan it, or the people that go to car shows and hang out with friends and meet new people and can help the community, please do it. Please don't sit around the house and be that person. Come outside. It's as simple as sending a snack to your neighbor. Or if you see a neighbor kid across the street having an issue with a bike, go to the parent and say, hey, you know what? I can fix that. Can I help your child with that bike? Please, be a community. Let's not be individuals. Let's be a community. I was hoping to segue that into the winner of the Garden Walk Award for the CIC, but they are not here tonight. So I'm going to just keep it with me, and hopefully they show up next meeting. Other than that, everybody have a great night. Watch the kids. Thank everybody out there, DPS, Monique out there working with the CDBG, Bob. I have not called you because I know you have been super busy. That's why I have not stopped by, because I know I will hold you up for like an hour, hour and a half. Everybody else, thank you guys so very much. Have a great night.
Your Honor, before we close, the animal shelter has a mom flower fundraiser going right now.
Yes. Time of year.
Yes.
Yes, get your moms, go from the animal shelter, support the animal shelter. Everybody likes moms this time of year, so I know I gotta head down there. I just wanna say to everybody, you know, the summer was kind of brutal. The heat was brutal. It was not nice. Fall is coming. It's going to be beautiful. Be safe. Enjoy your Labor Day, and be safe, everybody. I'm gonna say good night. Carrie, could you call the roll, please?
Resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 7:59 PM.
So moved. Support.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.